Okay, good morning, everyone. Well, uh, today's Thursday, so I thought I'd jump on and see if we can pick up what's going to happen energetically for next week. So, again, fairly short video, and just a little bit of a recap from last week for those of you who are able to see my video. It's on my Rumble channel because I couldn't get YouTube working at the time. With last week, I felt as though the energies were going to get a little bit more chaotic, for lack of a better word. I believe I used the word upheaval as well. And yeah, I just felt as though it was a time of a lot of old stuff sort of coming up for us to deal with and effectively put to bed, so to speak. To deal with and to move on, so to speak. All right, so tuning into next week, just after doing my meditation, then I do feel as though it's more of the same coming up, unfortunately. So I do feel as though there's especially for a lot of us watching, a lot of us who are more sort of spiritually inclined, but I think for a lot of people in general, I feel as though there's a lot of stuff that's ending for people. It could be relationships that have run their course. It could be, work situations that, you just feel like you need to move on to another, basically other challenges as far as work goes, or even finding new challenges within the current work that you've got. So I do feel as though it's a time of growth. Now, specifically coming into next week, and I did draw some cards, and I'll show you those cards. I really feel there is going to be a breakdown of old patterns in our lives. So I've really felt, for me personally, I felt like I need to actually go into effectively a detox sort of thing, because despite the fact that I'm spiritually minded, my eating or my diet is woeful. We'll put it that way. I think the only thing keeping me fit, keeping me from putting on too much weight, is my exercise. So, but I've really felt personally that needs to change, and I actually felt like I needed to bring that up because that might be the same for a lot of people watching this as well. And I did sort of feel that specifically, to bring that up. The foods that we put into our body can really affect us energetically, and I do feel like we need to actually start watching that now. We are coming into times where the energy is, if we put it into a term that we might use for the weather, turbulent would be a word that I would use. It does feel as though there's a lot of things changing, a lot of things shifting. We're also seeing that with world events, and I did pick that up with the cards as well. I don't think next week's going to be the best week. But anyway, that's something that we can prepare for, and it's something that we can navigate through and get through it as better people and stronger people, especially on a more spiritual level. So basically, with the three cards that I drew out, I really, really feel like there's, especially within our lives, personally, there may be a situation or situations, or maybe old patterns that will really break down. They'll stop as of next week. Excuse me. So I feel like for me, that's my eating, and I have certain thought patterns as well. Like a lot of us, I do tend to think a little bit negatively sometimes. So I feel like I need to work on that personally. For you, it might be something else. Something else may come up. But it is a time, next week will definitely be a time that you may need to actually deal with that. And being prepared for it, maybe doing a bit of meditation, or at least spending some time with yourself. Spending some time to relax and just contemplate things will really help you out. So, getting into the cards I drew out for next week. Yeah, so I drew out, the first card I drew out was the Tower. So with that card, when I first looked at that one, yeah, I did really, I felt like it was to do with personal patterns. There was another meaning that I'll go through in a few moments, but just on a personal energetic level, for those of us watching, it's just the breakdown of patterns that aren't serving us. Do feel like it might be a bit of a rapid breakdown too, so just prepare for that, and if you're prepared, it should be a lot smoother to sail through. All right. Good news is with that one, or after that, I did draw out the Ace of Wands. All right, so with that, I felt as though with the Tower and with the breaking down of the patterns, I did feel as though old energies would leave if we allow them to leave. But we all have a choice. If we don't allow them to leave, they could affect us negatively. So best thing to do is deal with it. We're likely to feel that energy leave us. With the Ace of Wands, I felt as though there'd be a new influx of energy as well. So if you feel a particular energy pattern leaving you, from the ending an old cycle of some sort, it will be replaced. So I wouldn't worry too much about that side of it as well. This is all positive. It may, for some of us, it may seem negative at the time, but this is positive. So this is bringing something new into our lives. And then the next card I drew out from there would be the Emperor. Always like that card. Okay, so with the Emperor, the first thing I'm feeling there is mastery. So I feel like this is all sort of happening within the next week. It's effectively the mastering of a situation. So it could be turbulent, but I really do feel like this is positive in the long run. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel like there'd be a positive outcome of some sort. It wouldn't be worth sort of jumping online and doing a video to give people just bad news. So this is all for just the purpose of clearing things out. But I do feel as though in saying this, you do have the option of keeping the old patterns, in which case you do run the risk of sort of falling behind the eight ball, so to speak, and maybe getting lost within patterns that really don't serve you, or it could be habits, it could be any sort of old pattern, relationships, you name it. All right, so just make sure that you're prepared for those. I did feel as though, well, we'll see if I'm right with this. So in a way, I hope I'm not. With the Tower, the other, I did pick out a sort of a parallel meaning with that as well with these cards. As far as sort of things happening within the world, I don't like saying these sort of things, obviously, but I did feel as though things might get a little bit more chaotic. I did specifically feel like there's, I felt the word conflict when I saw the word Tower come up. So it could be a new conflict starting or a conflict intensifying, and I don't really want to speculate as to where that is, but that's what I felt, and that's what I felt with the Ace of Wands as well. That was the meaning behind that. I just felt like something was intensifying. Again, as far as the Earth goes and as far as the human race goes, we have a collective energy pattern. So there's obviously something that we're all clearing out at the moment, as a race, I guess, as humans. So what I'll do, I don't really want to go too much more into that sort of reading. Of course, I'd love to be wrong about that. That would be great. But yeah. As far as the world side of things go, yeah, it's a clearing. So that's for sure. I know that's coming up, and yeah, it may not just be for next week. It might be sort of leading on into the end of the year and going into the new year as well. So yeah, just make sure you keep your energies up as much as possible. And I am getting that specific message. Start eating those good foods. So there's one or two people that are watching this that that message is for. Eat good foods. I'm telling you. All right, so I'll leave it at that for the moment. But yeah, please give us a thumbs up. So obviously my first video that I'm uploading. I still have a couple of videos there that I still need to upload as well. Just need to find the time to do it. And look, I look forward to possibly doing another video either on the weekend or early next week. So yeah, give us a thumbs up, and if you do like it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Bye.